Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. I'm Michelle and I make fashion and sewing content. So today we're working with the very first pair of trousers that I ever made back in 2020, and since then my ideas have grown. I'm being inspired differently, I'm moving differently. So today we're creating something new and something different just to reflect where I am in this design journey. So without further ado, I'll be showing you how I transform those trousers into this skirt, this very cute top with the art still maintained. So I hope you enjoy the video. Like, share and subscribe. So I deconstructed the pants off camera, and this is the fabric we're working with. It's the dark denim and it's very easy to work with. I loved it so much. So I cut out the pattern and I used newspaper because you have to be creative. I was out of pattern paper. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. The next thing is I measured 2 inches away from the edge because I needed a 2-inch seam allowance, and the machine guide usually has a 1-inch limit. So I marked 2 inches all the way to the length of the skirt, and then I used my curved ruler to mark it out to follow the curves of the body. Now all the skirt patterns were ready and I was good to go. The front of the skirt had more patterns than the back of the skirt, and you'll see why. This was the design concept, and since I was working with limited fabric, I couldn't cut the pattern into one whole piece like this. I had to work in sections. So this was the first section and then this was the second section. So I cut them out and then I sewed them together. To make it easier to sew along a curve, I usually cut notches at the edge of the fabric and then I iron it down just to make it easier to sew, because you don't have to manipulate the fabric too much. So I did the same for all the pieces that had curves, and then once I was done, I joined them together. So this is how the right side of the curvy pattern looks like, and I top stitched it with some white thread, and then it was time to join all the front pieces together. So I sewed along all these areas that I'm showing you, and once I had attached it, the front panel was complete. The back of the skirt was quite simple, there was not much to it. I top stitched the pockets and the hem. Now it was time to join the back of the skirt to the front of the skirt. Right sides facing each other, I sewed along the sides, and then I added a zip as closure to make it easier to wear the skirt. So the zip was done, and at this point the skirt was almost done. It was time to add the waistband. So I ironed down the waistband and then I top stitched it. Now it was time to attach the waistband to the waist. I added this metal accessory, which I don't know the right term for it. I pinned down the waistband to the waist, and it was time to sew and the skirt will be complete. Oh, I hate when this happens. It's called bunching, and when this happens, there's something either wrong with your bobbin or with your tension. You should check those two out. But if it keeps happening over and over, it's a sign that you should take a break. It's okay, it's fine. The skirt was complete, the waistband was attached, everything looks clean and neat, and we can now move on to the top. These patterns that I used, I usually make them off camera because it's a whole process and I'm still learning. So I sewed down all the front and the back pieces that I cut, and this is how it looks like from the right side. And then it was time to add in the zipper. So while I was adding the zipper, I did it the wrong way and I had to remove it and do it again. But once I did it, it looked nice and it looked neat. Next step was to finish the raw edges of the bodice. So I added a band to the top, and then I also did the same for the bottom, but I started with the top and then I ironed it down just to keep it neat. And then before I added the bottom band, I had to attach this piece of art that I sketched out. I pinned down the sides of that side panel just to hem it and have a clean finish. I added a strap to the top, and now the whole top was complete, and I top stitched all the areas that I needed to top stitch. Tongue twister. I also added this hook to finish up the zipper flap, and now the outfit was done while still maintaining the originality of the first trousers I ever made. 4 years down the line, this is the progress we're making, and so many more years to go. So cheers to progress. If I were to rate myself again, it's a 10 out of 10, no debate. But of course, there are areas of improvement. Otherwise, there'd be no place to go. I'd be at the end of my journey. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on my next video. You can get